Okay, so we're making progress with our application, and I was investigating what we could do about our application so that it would pre-populate these fields for the user that's logged in. And I realized that a lot of the stuff that's on our application could potentially be inside of our user. And so the way I'm going to fix that is I'm actually going to add all of those fields in the user. Now there's something called friction. So when somebody is signing up for a site, you don't want to ask them a ton of questions because it makes it more likely that they'll give up. So if I asked all the questions on the application here, they might not create an account. But if I just take them from the first application, at the point that they're ready to apply, they're used to answering those questions. So let's go ahead and make those changes. So I need to pull up the user table, and then we're going to add to it. We already have first name and last name. We have email, but we do not have phone. So I need to add private string phone. I need private string city. I need state. I need zip. Work status, vet status. Highest ed. And then finally, current last school. And actually that isn't finally, because I'm also going to need additional info and I'm going to have to go ahead and generate getters and setters for all of these additional fields. Now I'm going to leave my registration form the same, but what's going to happen is when I load my application, I am going to take my new applicant form, and it's going to load all the data that the user already has. Now, for some of them, it's going to be empty because we've never set it inside the user, but for the other ones, it's not. So we're going to say applicant dot set first name, and we're going to need to grab the ID of the current user. So we're going to use principal, and then create a string for the username equal to get name, and then we need to create a user object that uses the user repository, which we have not auto-wired. So we can grab the user repository, and we're going to find by username, and this user should be the one that's in my models package. So set first name is going to be me dot get first name. Set last name is going to be me.get last name. Now, ideally, I should actually make this a routine inside my objects or create a service class and move this routine inside there. But I'll leave that for a version 2 of this application, and I'm going to put all of my logic here, even though it's a little messy. So we did first name, last name. We'd already have we got to set email, me dot get email. And those are the things that we would have automatically because of the user. Now, for the rest, for things like phone, we only want to set the phone if and only if we have a value for it. So I want to only set the phone to what it is inside me if what's in there isn't null. So what I would do is something like this: me dot get phone, and then I would use the inline if, which would work like this: question mark me dot get phone. Actually, I need this inside parentheses. I'm gonna test if it's null. Equals equals null. Then question mark. And if it's true, it's the first value, and it's false, it's the second value. So if it's true, I'm going to put an empty space, and if it's false, I'm going to do me.getPhone. All right. So what this will do is set the applicant phone value to what the user phone value is if it's not null, and if it is null, it'll set it to an empty space. So I can copy that, paste it, and then I'm going to do the same thing for city. I'm going to do the same thing for state. Doesn't seem to really be a comfortable way to do this. me.getState, and so on and so forth. So I'm just going to skip ahead until when I'm done, but you see what I'm doing here. Okay, so we set all of our values. And now that we've set all of our values, let's go ahead and we could go ahead and test that actually. So on the other side is that whatever, if the application is actually accepted in that it has no errors, not accepted by the program, the educational program, but accepted by my validation, I want to set all the values in the user object to whatever the current value is in the application. So if they change something, ideally what might have happened is that the someone's work status has changed, their veteran status has changed, maybe they got married or whatever, and we are going to want to change that. So user repository, find by username, and principal.getName. All right, so we have our user object. And now that we have our applicant information, we're going to want to set me dot set um, basically everything I did here, but now I'm going to go in the opposite direction. So I could just grab all of this, paste it here, and this time it's me. What, me doesn't have a... Oh, the capitalization is different. It's equal to applicant get first name, and then the capitalization is there is different. Ah, that's annoying. So this will be a lowercase n, this will be an uppercase n, cut, paste, cut, paste. This is going to be boring. So the one thing that I know is that now I shouldn't have any null values. So I can take out this inline if, these inline ifs here. And then once I'm done, I'm going to switch all the me's to applicants and all the applicants to me's because I'm going in the opposite direction now. And I am going to actually pause the recording because you don't necessarily need to see me do that. It's annoying. I'll be okay. So now that this code looks proper, then in addition to saving the applicant, we're also going to save the updates to the user. So now I can update my profile by filling in an application. But I'm also going to want a way to update my profile directly. So I'm going to need an edit profile template, new HTML, edit profile. And since I already have the application, let's just take that form and use it for our edit profile, right? We're just going to need to change some titles and add a field or two. So up here at the top, we're in the heading, instead of program detail, actually it shouldn't say program detail at all. It should say edit profile. And this is the breadcrumbs, and then here it would say user profile, first name, last name, steady state, da 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 da. And I'm going to add one more field for additional information. So we'll say div class equals row, and then we want a text area field, and I'm not quite sure how that's going to look. So let's go back to our template, take a look at our forms, and text area with the title on top. This is what we have right here. And so the label as works the same. It's just the text area would look like this. So let me go ahead and copy this element, paste it in here, throw a label on top of it, call it additional information. And this is somebody's opportunity to add more information about themselves. But of course, we're also going to say th field equals asterisk curly bracket additional info. curly bracket. Um, and then now the form, instead of passing their th object as an applicant, our th object is going to be a user, and we are going to need an endpoint for that. I think this would fit best on the home controller. So let's get at get mapping slash profile slash edit public string load edit profile is what I'll call the routine. I need model, and since it's going to be the profile of the current user, I also need principal, and I'm going to jump through my hoops to load principal. So basically I need a user called user. I actually could do it all in one step, I think. Model.add attribute user, comma, user repository, bind by username, and then principal.getName. So it'll find the name of the current user, find all of the information for someone by that username, and then stuff it in the variable for model. And then of course it'll return our edit profile template, which is what I called it. And if we had a get mapping, I'm going to need a post mapping. So this is going to go to profile edit. I could have just brought in the ID number as a variable, but I'm already doing it the way I'm doing it, so let's just keep it moving. And because I'm editing, I need a hidden field, but this time it isn't the target ID. This time it is the ID. Okay. So this time I will need a post mapping for profile slash edit, public string process edit profile, and we're going to go with at valid at model attribute user, right? Just like we did up here. User, and then the binding result, so that we can do our validation, which is going to be stored in result. And if, in fact, I can just go in and take this, copy, paste. If result has errors, then I would return to edit profile. Else, did I create a user service? Oh, I did create a user service. Which is the proper way to do things. That threw me for a second. Hold on. Do I want there to be? No, because I'm sending you back to, I don't need a message because I'm popping you back to your profile. And if you're going back to your profile, you should be able to see that the changes were made because you can now see your profile. Now the question is, where did I put the profile endpoint? Is it on the applicant controller? Is it on the admin controller? Oh, I never made a profile endpoint. Okay, so that should be on the home controller as well. So redirect to profile. All right, and then as long as I'm here at request mapping, and we have enough time to do this as well, profile, public string, show profile, principal, and I'm going to do just like I did here. To load the profile, and now I need an actual profile design. Now when I was looking through the designs that are available, it has a user profile, but I'm going to want a much more simplified version of this. So let me go ahead and grab that page, horizontal profile, open with WebStorm. Okay, so the profile is open, and I'm going to keep this part. I'm going to keep the about me, and I'm going to keep this feeds and activities, but I'm going to use it as the status for my applications, and I'm going to rip out everything else. So let me go ahead and create a profile template because I don't want to overwrite the originals. Take what's on the template that I got from the Japaro template, paste this in, and then we're going to start hacking and slashing. So the right detail, I'm going to mess with the header. I'm not going to mess with the page heading. It says profile, so we're good with that. All right, so the part that has the users, the pictures and the background picture, we're going to keep that more or less as it is. The about me pane, we're going to keep that. So all of that is good. Huh. So there must be much more to this. Profile cover. Oh, an activity feed. Yeah, we're going to get rid of all of that. Delete. Save. Come back here. Oh, I didn't view this one. Alright, so we got rid of all that stuff. I'm going to keep about me, but I'm going to get rid of the weather, get rid of the to-do list, and go down to the feeds and activities. So in this other column over here, the about me panel we're going to keep. The next panel is weather. The panel after that is also weather. So we're going to get rid of those two panels. The to-do list panel, I said I was going to get rid of that as well. And then the feeds and activities is going to be application status. And that panel I'm actually going to move, cut under my little banner image thing. So save, bring it back here, refresh. Excellent. That looks good. All right, so we can move forward with that. This is my design now for my profile, and I'm going to get rid of one of these buttons, and the other button is going to say Edit Profile. So let me go here and content wrapper, page heading. So content wrapper is all of this, and I'm just going to, that's the part I'm going to keep. All right, so when I come back to my application, I need a template called profile. And I didn't already create one. All right, just checking. So I have my profile template. I'm going to base this on, well, the edit profile template, which makes sense. Paste that there. And inside the content wrapper is all of this stuff. And I think I said I was just going to take this whole content wrapper and replace this content wrapper. So I'll snatch this out. This is the profile now. Okay, cool. And then directly inside the container full, I'm going to put this stuff that I'm copying right now. Paste. Excellent. And my home controller is going to load the profile. And I'm running out of time. I almost need everything to work perfectly in order to hit my mark. So I'm going to go a little bit over. Sorry about that. So this name would then become text equals $ curly bracket user.name. We're going to get rid of the follow button. We're going to change the next button actually to a link, but leave the styles on it so it still looks like a button. And the message inside will be edit profile. And at some point I'm probably going to want to change that to say we can only edit the profile if that we can only see this button if the person looking at it is the current person. But we'll take care of that perhaps in another one. So the link for this href equals / profile edit. And we're going to say applications accepted, denied. All right. Let's go ahead and run it and see what we got. Oh, I already had a link for profiles though. Where's the profile supposed to be? So if I go to my application and say Jim at jim.com password, this link / profile sparks an error. So what did I do wrong? Oh, I said name, and it's not name. It would be more complicated than that. I have to do the first name and with the last name. So let's do it inline. Inline equals text, and then here it'll be square bracket, square bracket, square bracket, square bracket, $curly bracket, user dot first name, copy, user dot last name, save, rerun. Okay, I can't see my profile without logging in. Jim@jim.com, password. Oh, a different error. First name cannot be found. Let me guess. It is capital N's. Sorry about that. So this should be first name, last name. All right, save, rerun. And once that's up, refresh, and it's going to ask me to log in. Okay, so Jim Jimerson came through. It's the edit profile button, and then profile edit. It's giving me an error. Invalid property, first name of being class. Line 56. So on edit profile, I have the same problem. This should be called first name, and this should be called last name. Go back to my page, log in, Jim@jim.com, password, show my profile, excellent, edit my profile, already populate, oh, so phone number, so all of this is in here. So let's say Gaithersburg, Maryland 20877, phone number 555-1212. I'm underemployed, I am a veteran, I have a master's, and the last school I went to was Montgomery College. And right now I don't have any additional information. So that shouldn't say apply, that should say save, so I'm going to have to fix that. But if I go and look at some programs and then try to apply to the program, notice how it's pre-populating all of my data. Excellent. All right, so I have some minor fixes to do. On the edit profile page, the submit button shouldn't be called apply, it should be called update profile. Save. And on my profile page, I should be showing the relevant data over on the right. So I had this, and then this panel over here on the right about me. Right now this part's going to be blank. Oh, additional info. th:\text equals $curly bracket additional info. Email. Should be user.additional info. And there should be FA dash there is no FA dash message. FA dash envelope. Yes. For mail. So for phone, hopefully there's a FA dash phone. Yes. So for phone number, we're going to do the same thing. Copy that. The user dot phone. Location would be th inline, and then here we're going to have user.city, comma, user.state, and user.zip. Okay, and map marker would be good for location. And employment, and this I think might be good for a briefcase. Sure. And then we don't need a link here. We need it to actually overwrite what's ever there and say user dot work status. And here we're going to put FA dot okay, a flag would be good. The veteran status. User.vet status. And then I need, how many more? I need highest ed and current last school. So we're going to copy those, paste them. Highest education. And what are we going to use for school? A book bag? A book. Okay. And then current last school. It's also somewhat education related. We'll use a book there as well. So this would be highest ed, and this one would be current last school. All right, so all of that is done. We're going to reload it. And I know I'm 10 minutes over. All right, so we're going to refresh. It's going to ask me to log in again. Jim at jim.com, password. let's take a look at our profile. If we go to edit our profile, update profile. Oh, Gaithersburg, Maryland, 20877 555 1212. Montgomery College, update profile, email, phone, location, employment, veteran status, highest education, and current last school. So the About Me is there, and we're going to need to deal with our application status stuff, but I'm going to fold that into the next lesson. But we have the rudimentary parts of a profile, the ability to edit a profile, and the fact that when we go to fill out an application, it pre-fills the application with what information it knows about us, and we would only change the information that would be different. We've made good inroads here. So as far as what we have to do, what we have left to do, we need to update this so it shows our application status and update it so that these counts are proper, and plus give you a way to upload a photo using Cloudinary, both for the photo here and the background photo. And then on our dashboard, for which I'll have to log out to show you, log in there. If we go to our dashboard, we wanted to update the counts of the available seats in the programs, and we needed to do something with sessions. So there needs to be a button or something so that we can add sessions, and then we're done. And then after that, it's just cleaning up the various. Oh, and we need to get rid of this search bar and change the logo. So after that, it's just cleaning up, and so we have maybe 3 lessons left, and then we're done. All right, thank you. See you in the next one.